Hello and welcome back to Easy Angling. In this episode we're going to look at making a stiff D-rig. It's a very simple rig to make and has excellent turning properties, so results in good hookups, and it's relatively tangle free, being just completely monofilament, no soft braid or anything like that to get tangled up. So without much ado, let's get started. So here we have the components using Gardner Trick Link hook link material. It's very nice, smooth, well camouflaged material. Have a Gardner BCR hook. It's the kind of the stiff rig chod hook with the outturned eye. For this rig, you will need a hook with an outturned eye. A ring swivel. This is like a 3mm probably. It's pretty small. You can also get away with just using another piece of monofilament if you don't have a rig swivel or ring or anything like that. So, and just a little tiny anti-tangle sleeve. This rig is extremely simple to make and is really one of the simplest rigs out there. Lighter, baiting needle, and a pair of scissors. So, to get started. Now, it really depends how long you want the hook length to be. You can't even see this line here against this background. But, generally speaking, I like my rigs around 8 inches or so. I'm going to start off with about probably about 14 inches of hook length material here, and this just gives me more options if I do decide I want to make it longer or shorter or whatever. It's just a little bit easier to work with. So that we're going to give this just a little bit of a pull so it'll straighten out. It straightens out very nicely. And then taking our hook, we're going to just tie a simple knotless knot. Now you can use other knots here, and some of them may work slightly better according to some people, but I find the knotless knot is going to be just fine. So we put that through and leave about 3 inches of tag end. We're going to wrap it down about 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then come back around and go from the back towards the point. Through the eye of the hook. So that's just knotless knot, the same as in my basic hair rig video, which is the one just before this. So we're just going to snug that down a little bit, keeping the hair on the back side the hook. Now we're going to slide on our rig ring, and we're going to put this back through the eye of the hook. We're going to pull that down. Now we have the hook link here and the tag end right here. We're going to pull this hook link back, and I'm going to snip this and leave a little bit of a tag end, maybe an inch or a couple of centimeters. And we're going to see what this does for us. Depends how big you want the D of this rig to be. And we're going to tighten that down. We're going to blob it. Just let it go, and we're going to stop it. You can see we got a little blob there. Kind of tease that into a flatter shape so it jams up better in the eye of the hook. And we're just going to pull that up. And there we have it. That is the completed rig. Just kind of pull this down, get everything bedded down nicely. Now, on the other end, I typically just like to do just a small figure 8 loop. So we're just going to create a loop there, go around the back, grab the baiting needle, and pull that through. Just creates a nice little loop there. Tighten that down. Alright, so there we have it. And then we're going to slide on the anti-tangle sleeve. And that way I can go into my rig box and I can just get it out and it'll be ready to attach to whatever other components I'm using it today. Trim that tag end there. And there, that is it. Very simple rig to tie. Now as far as attaching the bait, typically use bait floss and tie it on there. However, you can also use actually some more trick link and blob the end of it to hold the bait on there, and I can show that real quick. Alright, for this demonstration I'm just going to use a double stack of plastic corn. Typically for this rig it's best with bottom baits or wafters and things that stay down because of the stiff nature of the link. So I really like it with wafters, but in this case I'm just going to use this corn, which may be actually too buoyant for the rig in real life, but again this is just for the demonstration. So I'm going to cut just a small section of the trick link, probably about 5 inches, and I'm going to pass that through that rig ring. Now, if I didn't have the rig ring on there, I could pass this just through the D that we created that the rig ring is currently riding on, and it would accomplish more or less the same thing. The rig ring gives the bait a little bit more movement, which I think would probably help with hooking, but if you don't have any rig rings, you can certainly do it this way. So now we're going to take a baiting needle, and because this monofilament is fairly thick, I'm going to pull one side through at a time. So to do that, I'm going to grab one tag end, pull it through. Then I'm going to put the baiting needle right back through the bait, right in the same spot, and grab the other tag end and drag it through, or try to. It's generally best if you can wrap it around a little bit. So now we have both tag ends through. Pull this down to where we want it, sitting more or less right on the back of that rig ring there. Now I'm going to cut these tag ends off about an inch or so. Again, take our lighter and we're just going to blob this down. And that creates a blob right there that will effectively be a hair stop. And you can make it in different ways if you want to stick it down in there more, but that will hold the bait on just fine. Really, it doesn't get any simpler than that. Hooks nicely in the palm. Very first try. And there you have it, a stiff D-rig. Again, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also click the little notification bell icon that will alert you to when I have the next video up, and thank you very much for watching.